Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Sorry about my lighting issue. This is Ansela, and it is time for Crypto Journeys, the series. And I'm so excited today. We have the crypto power couple, Kay and Ronald Coleman. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be here. Thank you, Ansela, for inviting us. We appreciate it.
Of course, y'all look fantastic. I haven't seen y'all in a while. We've just been, look, written communication. We have to start doing some Zooms or something, right?
I know, right?
So before we get into the questions that I usually ask the guests, I just want everyone to know my story with the Colemans. Yeah, this lighting is pretty bad. Sorry about that. So I actually connected with the Colemans. It's been a few, like maybe about 3 or 4 years now, and we were in the same business opportunity, but we were not connected in that opportunity. But I needed help because the company was getting into cryptocurrency, and I was not getting it at all. I was just didn't know what a wallet was, didn't know anything. And one of our friends in common, Shelby Thompson, said, "Well, let me see if Ronald can help you." So she reached out to Ronald. Ronald and I got on a video conference. Now, Ronald didn't know me. I wasn't connected to him. He didn't have any benefit whatsoever helping me, but he spent at least a good hour helping me get situated. And I was like, see, this is good people right here, because a lot of people are not going to do that. And just know it's not just me that they do that for. They do that for a lot of people. They've helped many people in the crypto space and continue to do so. So I just want to take this time to thank you both for all that you do for the community, because you're still giving good information on Telegram, in your Facebook Messenger group, and a lot of people depend on you, and I appreciate all that you do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's it. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, a little bit about your background, whatever it is you guys want to share.
Well, first, thanks for that, Ansela, because, since Kay and I got into the crypto space, we've made it like sort of our mission to help as many people as we possibly can understand what crypto is and why they need crypto. And we do funnel a lot of people to your classes, because your classes, man, those classes are very informative. You're doing a wonderful job with that.
Yeah.
And we want to thank
you.
you for all that you do.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, especially coming from people who know who know the space, right? I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, Ronald, you want to tell us your story? No, share what else you want. Share whatever you want to share first. Look, I have my Kleenex handy. First, tell us about yourselves, and then we'll get into the story. Let's do that first.
Okay, well, I'm Ronald Coleman, as Ansela said. I'm a father of 6, and we also have 6 grandkids. And I'm married to this beautiful lady right here beside me.
I'm Kay Coleman. And Ronald and I, we've been married for 3 years. And like he said, we have 6 children collectively. And we're grandparents to 6 beautiful grandkids. They are definitely our whys, our motivation. This is why we do everything that we do, because of them. We just recently moved to Georgia from the Maryland, DC area. So we've been Georgian nights, or whatever they want to call them, for like 2 years now. We love it down here. And we're just doing what we do from home.
I love this. I love what you guys do as a couple, because a lot of times it can cause a problem when one mate is into something and the other is not. But you guys move as a team, as a unit. And I love that. And I tell people about y'all all the time. I was like, y'all don't know the Colemans, because the Colemans are handling their business in this thing right here. Okay. So you said just a great example, and it's not always the case. And, it's not to say that it can't work if it's not a team, but it's just nice to see you guys doing this together and working together and then helping other people together. So now we're going to get to the good part. So Ronald's going to tell us about how they got started in crypto and what happened. Let me get my Kleenex. So go ahead, Ronald.
Man, that's a wild story. 2008, let's go all the way back to the beginning when Bitcoin started. There was a online game that was on cell phones, and they were offering 200,000 Bitcoin for signing up to play the game. It was a poker game. I had no idea how to play poker. I said, let me give it a shot. So I got on there. Needless to say, I still don't know how to play poker, but I won 1.7 million Bitcoin in 2008, 2009, roughly around that time frame. So I got bored with the game and I deleted the game.
Yeah.
Yes. I had no idea about cryptocurrency. I had no idea what I had done. It wasn't until 2012 when I met Kay. We were at the grocery store. We were leaving the grocery store, and she asked me as we were walking to the car, had I heard about Bitcoin? Because at the time I was into stocks, and I was teaching her the stock market. And so she asked me had I heard about Bitcoin, and I was like, I have no idea. What is that? She said it's cryptocurrency. So I gave her the confused look because I'm like, what's that? So we're driving and she pulls her phone out. She pulls up the picture and I slammed on the brake. I'm like, I got those. And she was like, really? Said, I have 1.2 million. I thought it was 1.2. And she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. We got back to my place. I tore the place up looking for that cell phone that I had those coins on. So she said, well, why don't you just go to your history on your Play Store and find the game? Yeah, well, I deleted my history too from the Play Store. So I called my younger brother who also played the game, and I asked him if he could remember what it was. And he was like, yeah, it was an online poker game. I said, I know. What was the name of the game? And he was like, I don't know. Why? And I told him, I said, well, those coins that we had, right now, they're $400 a coin. And he hung up. So he called back and he said, man, you always playing. He said, you stay on joke time. I said, no. I said, I'm serious. He was like, let me speak to Kay. So I put Kay on the phone and he told her he had 1.2 million and I had 1.7. And she asked him what was the name of the game. And he was like, man, y'all put me on the spot. I can't think right now. I don't remember. So he said, all I remember is we played the game and I asked him about it. When he got bored with it, he deleted it. So I deleted it. So neither one of us
Yeah.
have knows Bitcoin. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's it's $102 billion right now.
Wow.
If we had them. If I had mine, his would probably be a little less, but still, that's a lot of money to throw away when you don't know. So from that point on, as you said, the company that we were with had got into cryptocurrency. So once they did that, Kay and I, she was already doing her research on cryptocurrency, and she was telling me, hey, we really need to look into this since you love numbers. So we got with a gentleman named Jermaine Young. And Jermaine took, I took him held onto his coattails, and he taught me just about everything that I know in crypto. And he told me where to go and look to get information, things that I needed to know about, different things like that. And I just ran with it and shared everything with Kay. And then together we started sharing with other people like yourself. We just don't want anybody to make that mistake.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad to see that that situation didn't discourage you, but rather pushed you forward because as we know, this is just a necessity at this point for people to really get into this, get a basic understanding, take a few bucks, throw into it. So we keep telling the people who listen, and the ones who don't, they'll call us later. So you've kind of covered the first couple questions I have. But then, so has crypto changed your lives at all? And if so, how?
Oh, absolutely. Crypto has changed our lives dramatically, and that's not without any exaggeration at all. We haven't clocked in to a job in 5 years,
6 years.
almost 6 years. In 5 years, we have not. Of course, we've done other things. We had food truck and catering and things like that.
Mhm.
And that's, his love, his passion is cooking hands down. But at the whole time, we've been building our crypto portfolio to the point now where we have over 40 cryptocurrencies.
Nice.
That we invest in, some heavier. Is that a word? We're gonna look that one up.
More heavily. We know what you meant. We know what you meant.
Yeah, some more than others,
Right.
But that's what we live off of. We live off of our cryptocurrency. We have cryptocurrency, yes, that we don't touch, that's there to grow and in our legacy building cryptocurrency.
Right.
But we have our day-to-day, pay these bills, stay in this house, keep the lights on cryptocurrency also, and that's what we utilize. And that's what people need to realize, is that cryptocurrency is not just for you to sit there and look at it on paper and say, oh yeah, I'm rich on paper. Meanwhile, you still struggling out here in the real world. It makes no sense to me.
None whatsoever. Thank you for pointing that out, because I'm always preaching that gospel. Use that crypto, take care of your necessities, take a trip, buy
Yes,
yourself
Lord.
something you need. I mean, of course, like you said, there are cryptocurrencies that we're not going to touch right now.
Right.
Hands down, no, not even open for discussion. But there's so many ways that you can earn in this space that can just give you the money that you need to live.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's the part that I definitely wanted you guys to come on, because I know we're in that same boat where this is what we do. And more people need to realize that this is absolutely an option. So Rhonda, did you want to chime in on that question?
Yeah, so basically what I do when people call and they ask me questions, I tell them, find some cryptocurrencies that you are bullish on. And what you do is, excuse me, let's say you want to buy 100,000, I tell them buy 120,000.
Okay.
The 100,000 is your savings. The 20,000 is your spending. So as that crypto is increasing in value, that 20,000 is what you're pulling from to pay your day-to-day, to do whatever it is that you want to do. So I always tell people to overshoot, keep some to the side, spend some while you're waiting for it to get to, if you're waiting for a particular coin to get to $10 and you buy it at 50 cents and it gets to $3. Now you have that extra 20,000 that you can live off while you're waiting for that 100,000 to get to the $10 that you really wanted it to get to. So I always overshoot your mark, just so you can have spending.
That's a great suggestion. That's really good. Yeah, that's practical. It's easy. Doesn't require a lot of calculating because a lot of people, they just want ABC. That's all I want to do.
It puts you on the path to freedom.
Yep.
It puts you on the
Absolutely.
path where you don't have to punch that clock anymore. And I mean, and it may be some people who want to punch that clock, and that's cool. But for those who don't, this is the way for you to not have to, and I love it. I hate that we waited as long as we did.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And another thing that we're working on is that we're working on also finding passive ways
Right.
of earning crypto to where you earn a certain amount per day off of each coin, and that's what you can live on, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. Without me giving up too much information as to what we're doing.
Right.
That's another good way to do it. You work out your monthly bills, and once we get all this information, we will be presenting this information to people. So, as soon as we get that, we'll let you know.
Yes, please do. And that's another thing I have to thank you guys for. Y'all are so good about keeping me in the loop. Ronald says, hey, did you get some of this? I'm like, working on it. And he follows up with me. Did you get some of that box of shame? Not yet, but I will. So I appreciate it. You guys are so good at keeping me motivated, keeping me knowing what's happening, because it can be a lot. And this is what I tell people. You need to connect with the right network, because when you're connected with the right people who are keeping you informed, kind of tugging on you, letting you know, hey, you need to do this, it makes all the difference, because this space can be overwhelming. And if you are relatively new and you kind of don't know where to start or exactly what you're doing, you just need to connect with the right people. And that is just key to really thriving in the cryptocurrency space. All right, so this is fantastic. I did want to ask you also about, I think it's your son who got into crypto not long ago and some of the moves he was
Oh,
making. Could you share a little bit about that? Because
oh,
I want to focus on the younger generation getting into this too.
okay. So Ronald the third, we call him Cheeks.
Hmm.
He is 18. Hey, look, I'm just gonna be calling him Cheeks anyway because that's what I've been calling him for 18 years. But he was working for Dunkin' Donuts, and I had no intentions on even mentioning crypto to him. And Kay was like, "You need to call Cheeks and tell him about what we're doing." And I was like, all the other ones, they shot us down. No, they don't want to do it. The older ones. So I said, okay. So I called him, and he said, "Well, why didn't you tell me about this sooner?" He put $300 in, and he asked us where should he put it, and we told him. And within 10 minutes, his 300 was 500, and that's all he needed to see.
Right.
Once he saw that, he went crazy in the crypto space.
Mm-hmm.
He texted us the other day and said, "Dad, I just made $1,000 today."
And don't get us wrong, it's like all the days are not up days.
Right. Right.
Some days it's an investment, it's a risk, and we told him don't put in more than what you can actually lose, because this is your money, not our money that's going to him. This is his money.
Right.
So he's very cautious and he's very careful, and he's learned how to do his due diligence and his research. And I mean, he does the utilization and then he calls us. He looks at the utilization and he's like, "Oh, have y'all seen this? What do y'all think about this?" And we'll do our research and we'll communicate with him and tell him what we think about it. And he makes his final decision, based on the conversations and the research. So that's the thing for young people is it doesn't make sense to a lot of when we say do your research, because they don't even know, if they know nothing about cryptocurrency, they don't even know what to start researching,
Right.
where to start researching. So it's like, have those conversations with people that are in the crypto space, because you're going to start to hear jargon and words that you've never heard before, and you can start to connect the dots by then doing your research. And you don't have to put in $500, you know what I'm saying? Because Bitcoin is $57,000. You don't need a whole Bitcoin. And who's to say that you actually just need to jump into Bitcoin? Because there are other altcoins out there that are really rocketing.
Absolutely.
And they have more, as Kay was saying, the altcoins have more space for growth than Bitcoin. Right. Because if you're going to invest $57,000 into one coin, why not take that same $57,000 and put it into multiple coins? So that way, it's like, at worst case, you break even, because some of them are going to be moving up fast and some of them are going to stay steady, some are going to drop. So if you diversify, like Cheeks did, he quit his job his first month in the crypto.
He did. He was done. He was already done.
Right.
He called us while he was quitting. He
did. That was funny.
He told his supervisor, "I've made more in 2 days than you paid me in a month."
Yeah.
And
that's
like, I'm out.
So
and I mean, that only makes sense.
They need to know it's real.
Yeah.
They need to know this is real. This is real money. This is not. I've had somebody tell me that, I'll throw my little leftover money, some play money, into crypto. And I'm like, you have it all the way backwards. But
they're not, what it is people are so conditioned to the banking system where you get that 0.05 percent, which is what, less than a half of a percent,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry, it's a half of a
Half a
percent that you
percent,
get
right?
every year. That's a year. So it's going to take you 12 months to get a half of a percent on your money. When crypto jumps anywhere from a half of a percent to thousands in a day.
Right.
So while you're waiting for that year, you can get that in a day. You can get that in a few hours.
Mhm. Exactly. I think that you made a good point, Ronald. That's the thing, just people don't get it. And they don't get it because they haven't taken the time to get it. Because the information is out here for all of us. I mean, there's no secret society that you can't look into and find out about. It's all right there. There's so much information about crypto. You can find out whatever it is you want to know. You have
Yep.
people giving away free classes. You have people giving free courses. You have people doing coaching. I mean, whatever it is that you need, it's out there. So we just hope that the people who are hearing this, who are watching this, realize this is a viable option for income. And it's really that simple. Not just income for now, but also financial planning for the future, or to take care of some massive debt or some, financial responsibility that you have. This is a viable option. So we just want everyone to get involved as soon as possible. So thank you guys so much for sharing that, for sharing your journey. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want to share before we wrap up?
Just before you say no, actually take the time to listen, open your mind, definitely connect with Ansela, take some of her classes that she offers. You can also, reach out to us if you need any coaching or anything like that. It's just certain things that people need to look for when they're looking into a cryptocurrency. Yes, Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's like the gateway. That's your way to get your foot in.
Right.
But you also have to remember that, not saying that they have reached their full potential, because they haven't, but that same amount of money that you're putting into those two cryptocurrencies, you can find you a really, really great alternative coin or several, and watch those grow and make more and make it faster than you will in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
And that's the truth. Go ahead, Kay.
And I would just add for people to actually just kind of like start reading the room. Start reading what's going on in the world. Everything is changing from fiat. You have companies that were like, oh, no, never would we deal with cryptocurrencies. They're now offering, cryptocurrency services to their wealthy clients. Stop doing what they tell you and start looking at what they're doing and mimic that. Mimic it on your level, but mimic it still, and it's so much to be had out here that will actually start to level the playing field for us.
Yep.
But we have to take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and ride it.
Yeah. And what
You gotta do it.
One last thing, get your own wallet. No, get your own wallet. CBDCs are coming. You don't want their wallet. Trust us on that.
Tell the newbies what a CBDC is, Ronald.
Central bank digital currency. So that right there should tell you that the central banks, all the people that are saying don't get crypto because it's a fluke, the central banks are working on a currency. China has already done. China is already using theirs. Now, the US is 2 years behind China. The US is going to put theirs out this year. They're going to force you to get their wallet. Well, they're going to say that you have to get their wallet.
Right.
But you can get your own wallet. Another thing, Ansela, what they're trying to do with CBDCs is they're trying to use them as an on and off ramp.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is, in order to get into crypto, they're going to tell you have to use their coin. In order to get out of crypto, they're going to tell you have to use their coin.
coin. Okay.
What that does is that's a tracking system.
Right.
That way they can track everything that you do with your crypto. And crypto is called the people's currency because it's decentralized
Mhm.
and there are no central banks that should control this. That's the reason behind cryptocurrency, to give all of us control of our money. So be careful of those CBDCs.
Right. And yeah, you guys made some great points. And one thing that Ronald said about the CBDCs, I was actually part of a Nigerian FinTech Week. It's been a few months now. They've been talking about this for a while in Africa. I'm not really sure at what point they are as implementing goes, but because we're kind of removed over here, and we're just really accustomed to our own system, but we need to understand that the rest of the world, this is already happening. I think that the US is just kind of slow and late. It's like if you're trying to turn a big ship and it's going to take you a while to turn it. Whereas if you have a small boat, you can just zip around. So most countries outside of us are already doing this. So we really need to get with what's going on so that when this does happen, it's going to hit a lot of people like a brick wall, and they're not going to know what to do. And this is what we're trying to avoid by sharing this knowledge, sharing this information, encouraging people to get involved and get an understanding, because we want everybody to just be able to ride the tide and not let this stop you and your family from being able to function when all of this stuff happens. And it's going to happen to a lot of people, a whole lot of people.
We're going to be blindsided.
Absolutely. So we had a couple comments. Oh, Trey said, you said a mouthful, Kay, in closing. He said, keep us updated on what you all are working on. Thanks, Trey. He said, I always say nothing wrong with having a job, just don't settle. Good point. Absolutely true. And Shelby said, power couple full of knowledge. And that's who I referenced earlier. So Shelby tuned in as well. Thank you, Shelby. So I want to just thank you all so much for being here. This was fantastic. What's your full website? Thecryptopowercouple.com, right? Yes, there we go.
Is in the way.
Yeah, there we go. I thought that was it. I just didn't want to missay it. Thecryptopowercouple.com. You can check them out. Like I said, they do a lot for the community. They do a lot to support the people connected to them. So do not hesitate to reach out and get connected. And I want to thank you guys so much and appreciate you for all that you do. And I love our little chat where y'all keep me informed. So let's just keep that going. All right. So y'all have a great evening. I'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Okay, absolutely my pleasure. So this was Crypto Journeys, a series where everyone's journey is different, but cryptocurrency can be for everyone. Y'all take care.
All right, thanks.